Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today I want to talk about Elden Ring because it's kind of like my new personal obsession as of right now. I've made a lot of videos kind of criticizing the gaming industry over the last few months and basically just begging the question, when are we finally going to get a game that lives up to the hype? When are we finally going to get a game that comes out and everything actually works? It's not half of a game that's basically still in alpha and the real content comes a year later when they decide to fix the game, you know, a little too late in all reality. And I'm ready to say I think Elden Ring is finally that game, man. I think Elden Ring is finally the game that is going to help repair my personal image of the gaming industry a little bit. Now, the folks over at From Software have been critically acclaimed altogether. These guys have been making great games for years, but given the history of what's been going on recently, it's been a little hard to just trust that a company's going to come out and actually get it right, even if they have a history of doing so. I mean, Rockstar gave us the Grand Theft Auto remastered trilogy, and it was a complete dumpster fire when it came out. DICE and Battlefield had made some of my personal favorite FPS games of the last decade, and they came out and dropped the shit show that is Battlefield 2042, aka Battlefield Kinda Shitty Poo Poo, okay? That's my really clever and really original who thunk it up name for that fucking game. But even games like Cyberpunk 2077, right, that were, you know, just completely legendary in the gaming industry by the time that they came out, just come out and disappoint, right? So it's been a little hard for me to trust that a company, even one that's been critically acclaimed in the past, is actually going to come out and get the answer right on the first try. But I really think that with Elden Ring, that's exactly what happened. Now, I don't think I could do a fair review of this game without talking first about the massive issue that plagued PC players like myself. When this game first came out, it was a complete dumpster fire on PC, let's be honest. I mean, I have a 3090 in my computer, and I was dealing with frame loss literally every 5 seconds. Every time I was in combat, the game would basically stutter to the point that it was unplayable. I had to wait a couple days, but once I did wait those couple of days and I turned the graphics settings down from maximum to like high, and I believe they also put out a patch pretty quickly for this issue, the game runs perfectly fine now. So I'm not going to hold it completely against this game that for like 2 or 3 days it was a little bit unplayable, because the time that I've had in the game so far has genuinely made up for that wait. Now, I was not part of the Elden Ring hype train for very long, right? In like the last month or so of it not being out is when I really started to kind of figure out about it, started watching some stuff about it, and started to get a little bit hyped. Because me personally, I've never really been too huge into the Souls series, right? I've never been too huge into like Dark or Demon Souls, or even like Bloodborne for that instance. I have played, I think, all 3 of the Dark Souls. If I think there's 3 Dark Souls, that's my point. I don't even really play these types of games. I know I've played the first and the second ones for sure, and I never really got into them because, to be honest with you, at the time, they were just too challenging for me, man. Like, I didn't enjoy playing them because I wasn't good at them, I wasn't having fun with them, and I'd get stuck pretty easily, right? But that might lead you instantly to say, well then why in absolute fuck would you buy a game like Elden Ring? Well, because Elden Ring looked different in a lot of different ways. First and foremost, the open world of this game. It is fucking phenomenal. It's phenomenal, man. Like, it's actually breathtaking how good they perfected the open world environment of this game. Keep in mind, this is what I truly think. This isn't like a sponsored review or anything like that. I'm telling you what I personally think after my first few hours of the game. After I've progressed a little bit, I've used the multiplayer functions with my friends, I've gotten a really good grasp, I guess, on the basics of the game, and I'm starting to pretty much march forward and spend hours per day playing this game. So the open world in this game is just fucking awesome, dude. I mean, first and foremost, the graphics look good. I like the graphics. I mean, they're not, you know, some complete masterpiece, you can't distinguish it from reality type of thing, but they work for the game. They look good. Even by 2022 standards, I think the graphics look completely fine. As someone who has a 3090, you know, I can probably run it a lot better in terms of graphics than a lot of players on PC can, but it looks pretty goddamn good. And I mean, the characters and everything that you can interact with, I love games like this. I love games where you can explore the world for real. And that's the thing about this game's open world compared to so many other games, right? A lot of games that claim that they're open world, but only the framework, right? The framework of what it gives you. No, in this game, you can literally go anywhere on the map and explore. You see a massive fucking catacomb over to the right that you want to go take a look at? Go ahead, go look at it. It doesn't matter what level you are. It doesn't matter what kind of gear you have or what you're supposed to be doing, you know. Go check it out. Go look at that shit. And if you get completely smoked by the opponents that are there, well, that's your fault for going there. I love games that have that open world environment that make you make decisions like that. Like, hey, maybe I shouldn't go over there because I might get fucked up, or hey, that looks pretty cool, I'm gonna go take a look at it. And there's other elements of the open world that have just completely encapsulated me. For instance, you may see it in the gameplay, but there was an area I was running through, and there was like these massive battles going on between these big knights with shields, and they're like cutting down these fucking skeleton armies, and there's like 6 knights fighting like 9 of these skeletons, and they're just encased in this massive battle. And the greatest thing about it was, like, I was looking at it and I'm like, should I jump into this? That's like a 1v9. But you get rewarded very well for doing shit like that. And that's a big thing about open world environments too. I love games that reward you for exploring, that reward you for going out of your way to do different things. And that's exactly what this game does. For instance, when I did see that massive battle going on, I always jump into it. I always go and I start fighting. You know, I hit my heavy attack to come in, get an enemy or 2 killed, try to land the timing when they attack back and get some fucking quick attacks off. You know, it's fun. I love it. And it's a good way to grind up too early game. When you're a low level and everything, you're just trying to grind out the runes and whatnot, so you can also level up your character and whatever it may be. It was really cool because there's a lot of open world games where it's not really open world. And that's the thing about Elden Ring. There's shit literally everywhere. I mean, you go fucking 100 feet to the right from something you're doing, and there's something else to explore. And there's 9 enemies sitting there waiting to be killed, waiting for you to farm them. The bosses have all been pretty cool. I haven't gotten like to many of the deep bosses in the game or anything like that, but the first couple of bosses that I faced off again have kicked my ass. Keep in mind, I am not good at this game. You're going to be able to tell through the background footage here. I'm not very good at this game whatsoever, but even though I'm not good at it and I get my ass kicked repeatedly and I'm not good yet and I haven't been able to upgrade my character or anything, I'm still having so much fucking fun. Like, I've never had a game that is, you know, so challenging to me personally, that is so punishing to me personally, that has turned out to be so much goddamn fun. Like, it's literally addicting getting my ass kicked at this point. Running into a situation where I have to fight something that's actually way stronger than me is fun now. Like, I feel like Goku from Dragon Ball because I just want to fight shit that's stronger than me all the time just to, you know, try. And even though you get your ass kicked 40 times by a boss before you finally learn its moveset, and by time you finally learn what moves you need to pull off to kill this goddamn thing, when you finally kill that boss or that mob or whatever that you've been fighting and losing to, it feels like you won the Super Bowl. It is the most rewarding experience I have felt in a video game in years, and I mean that genuinely. It's actually so much fucking fun. The truth of the matter is, I would rather get killed 50 times in Elden Ring by a boss and get upset to the point that I have to learn the moveset and everything, and I sit there and get fucking mad and everything. I'd rather sit through that until I finally win than to drop 70 kills in Call of Duty and then get shit on the next game due to skill-based matchmaking. It's way more fun and way more rewarding of an experience. The one thing I'm not a huge fan of about this game is how the multiplayer works. I felt that it was a little bit confusing, especially as an entry-level player into the franchise, to, you know, play co-op with my friends. We had to look up guides and whatnot. Maybe we're just a bunch of fucking morons and it's actually way more simple than I'm making it out to be, but honestly, those are one of those things that I don't feel the need for there to be challenging. Like, you want to drop a boss in front of me that can smack me in 3 hits and kill me, but I need to hit it 70 times to kill it? Fine, do that. You know, make me grind. But I don't think that a feature to play with your friends should have difficulty involved. That should be one of the more simple things. Not everything has to be difficult for the sake of being difficult. I don't mind it in the gameplay, but when it comes down to the functionality of the game, not necessarily the best. But seriously, this game is pretty addicting. I actually had to start over. I started a second build because I actually ventured too far off the path my first playthrough, and I got to a point where I quite literally could not kill the enemies that I was playing with, and plus I didn't really like my build. Personally, I'm really enjoying playing as the samurai now. That's what I picked, and that's what you're going to see me playing as in my future gameplay for the most part, unless I create another new build or something like that and try to play through it with something different. But personally, I'm really enjoying my playthrough with the samurai. I think it's pretty cool. I never really thought that I was going to be one of these types of people who were into one of these types of games. Like my dad, he loves Dark Souls, right? It's probably his favorite video game series of all time at this point. He's put literally like hundreds, if not thousands of hours into the series. I'm pretty sure he literally beat the game in like every way you can and got the platinum trophy or whatever on PlayStation. Like, that's how much he played. And, you know, we always had these discussions about the Souls games and why I couldn't get into them and whatnot. And it's pretty cool that now finally I'm getting into that kind of game that my dad's also into. And then also at the same time, it's a new type of game for me to explore personally, which gives it even more fun factor to it. I haven't actually sat down and played through a game like this before. You know, with Call of Duty, I've played 300,000 first-person shooters. You know, they all feel the same to me at this point. But with a game like Elden Ring, I haven't been in this situation before, so it brings something new to me, and it's a completely new and exciting experience. But this game is damn good. Minus the issue that it had with performance for the first few days, this game has been like a genuine 10 out of 10 for me so far. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie and pretend I've put 90 hours into the game or anything by the time I'm making this review. This is just beyond my first and second impressions of the game now. But even through my first playthrough, until I got to a point where I literally could not progress anymore, and I wasn't really a fan of what build that I chose and everything, I was still having fun with the game, man. The open world is what really, I think, brought it together for me. Like, even just going around and farming little things, like trying to find leaves or trying to find fruits and stuff like that, that's fun to me. I like the kind of scavenging abilities that you can pull off, and, you know, the combat's fun. I like the fact that it is challenging and it takes a little bit of skill to pull a lot of the stuff off. That kind of stuff is cool to me. I like being challenged, you know? I find that fun. I didn't find it fun in previous Souls games, but this game has enough redeeming qualities that it's helped bring me into it a little bit more. So I think that this is probably the best game for, you know, new entry fans to the Souls series, or the realistically From Software games. I think this is your game to really jump in on. You know, the multiplayer capabilities, they're fine for what they are, like you can fight bosses and stuff with your friends, but this game thrives as a single player game. You know, it thrives in that situation of you're playing alone, you know, you're getting completely fucking mud stomped by this enemy repeatedly, and you just have to get better to play them. It thrives in that kind of situation. So if you're looking for a game that's going to challenge you but also bring the best out of a video game experience, I really think that Elden Ring is really a game to consider. Even if you wait to pick this game up on sale, you're not missing out. This is a goddamn good game, and it's so refreshing for there to finally be a game that comes out and the issues are kept to a minimum and everything is finally going to go right with a game. Like, it's about time that we finally got an experience that isn't a complete goddamn disappointment, man. So in this video, my voice is a little messed up right now, unfortunately, so I probably don't sound my best right now, but I just wanted to come here and make this video today for you guys. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Facebook at SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below, as I just dropped a new merch line. Getting a piece of merch supports the channel thousands of times better than watching an ad. We got water bottles, hoodies, shirts, sweatshirts, we have AirPod cases, all kinds of different things down there, man. So go grab yourself a piece of merch and support the channel. With that being said, until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, spending like 6 hours a day on Elden Ring probably, and signing out.